آمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما واستسنا. There's two of them. Now the next part of the book is maqamat, the status you reach. And one of the status to reach is the rida, satisfaction. You're really happy with what Allah Azza wa Jal has given you. And rida of Allah Azza wa Jal comes after Allah Azza wa Jal accepted you. He's happy with you, He make you happy with Him. Allah Azza wa Jal said, رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ ذَلِكَ مِمَّنْ خَشِيَ رَبَّهُ. So if you are afraid of Allah Azza wa Jal, if you're mindful of Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah will be happy with you, and you will be happy with Allah Azza wa Jal. رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ. Now the Prophet ﷺ said, the hadith and Jabir radiallahu anhu, that's in Jannah, what happened in Jannah. He said, بينما أهل الجنة في مجلس لهم, while the people of Jannah sitting in I'll bring you the English because gathering, yeah. Yeah, 243. So the messenger of Allah said, when the people of paradise will gather together, a light will shine on them from the gate of paradise. This hadith is not a strong hadith, it's a weak hadith, but it's really good because it gives you an impression about what's going to happen in Jannah. It's not instruction to make haram halal or halal haram, because some people rubbish the hadith da'if, the weak hadith, which is not haram, because you might say the Prophet ﷺ was lying, while he's not. If there is a person lying in the chain, that's a hadith mawdu', it's haram, because it's somebody lying. But if there's no liar in the chain, somebody slightly forgetful, they make it da'if. But you cannot say it's confabulated, because you might say wrong, and you might make the Prophet ﷺ, say that he was lying, which is haram. So they will be raise their head to see their Lord, the Most High, looking down upon them, and He will say, "O people of paradise, ask of me." They will say, "We desire that you be pleased with us." Allah the Most High will reply, "My pleasure has settled you in this abode of mine, and bestowed my mercy upon you." The time has come, ask me again. And they will say, "We ask you for more." And the Prophet ﷺ said, they will be given a noble steed made of rubies and with reins studded with green, emerald, and rubies. Actually, here he said they will be given in the Arabic, فَجَاءُوا, they will be given بِنَجَائِب. Najaib is everything strange and new, you never met before, you never knew before. And then described how it's been decorated with the precious stones and green, emerald, and rubies. And they will ride upon this steed, which will, with each step, set their hooves as far as their eyes can see. So it'd be, like very fast speed, high speed. Then Allah, praise be to Him, will command that trees with fruit upon them to be brought there. And then maidens of paradise, the houris, will come to them and saying, "We are the blessed ones. who are free from any fault. And we are also eternal. We never die. We are made for noble believing folks. Then Allah Azza wa Jal will order piles of white, sweet smelling musks to be delivered, and then they will be stimulated by fragrant wind called the Abisar or Muthar, until they reach the Garden of Eden, which is the very heart of paradise. And the angels will announce, "Our Lord, the folk have arrived." And God will say, "Welcome to the truthful ones, welcome to the obedient ones." Radiallahu anhum wa radu anhu. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, the veil will be lifted for them, and they will see Allah Azza wa Jalla, they will see God, may be granted the exalted, and they will enjoy the light of all the compassionate, so they will be no longer see each other. God will tell the angels, return them to their places with a precious gift. And the Prophet said they will be brought back and will be able to see one another. The Messenger of God said, may Allah bless him and greet him, said this is what God Most High meant when he said hospitality from all the forgiving, the one or compassionate, which is in Arabic Nuzulam min Ghafurin Rahim. They will have special entertaining times when they will be seeing Allah Azza wa Jal. Or the veil, they have a veil they can't see. Allah will remove the veil. There's nothing will obscure Allah Azza wa Jal, but His veil will obscure your eyes from seeing. So, I mean, you can't see outside because there's the wall and the curtain. If you remove that veil, you will see outside. So the veil would stop us seeing Allah. It's not Allah divided, surrounded by a veil. No, you should remove that of your mind. Well, nothing obscure Allah Azza wa Jal. Huwa al-Zahir wa al-Batin. Allah is the obvious and the hidden. It's beautiful in Arabic, but I have difficulty translating it myself. It's difficult for me to read it in English. So they ask Allah Azza wa Jal, "Nas'aluka ar-rida anna," which is our topic, to be satisfied with us. And Allah Azza wa Jal said, "My rida, my satisfaction with you, brought you here." So if Allah is happy with you, is satisfied with what you're doing, Allah will take you there to paradise, and you will be in that status. And then you will be really happy what Allah has given you. So satisfaction comes first from Allah Azza wa Jal, and because He found you the right person to be pleased with, and you will be pleased with the gift of Allah Azza wa Jal. يا أيها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية. So when the believer dies, he will be called, the nafs al-mutma'inna, satisfied or comforted or tranquil soul. Come back to your Lord, satisfied and being satisfied with. You are satisfied and Allah is satisfied with you. So there were differences of opinion about rida, satisfaction. What is it? So people of Khurasan said, الرضا من جملة مقامات ونهاية التوكل. You rely on Allah Azza wa Jal that you are happy with whatever happened. So no longer worried about what happened. أنه يوكل يكون إلى أن يتوصل إليه العبد باكتسابه. So tawakkul, you exercise with effort to rely on Allah, and the end of relying on Allah, that you're happy whatever happened. So you're no longer worried that, I don't want that disaster, I don't want to lose my house, I don't want to lose my health, I don't want to lose my friend. You'll be happy whatever happened. You already appointed Allah Azza wa Jalla as your protector and He is your guardian, and you're happy with that. And العراقيون قالوا الرضا من جملة الأحوال ليس كسبا للعبد بل هو نازل تحل بالقلب. Rida is a gift from Allah Azza wa Jalla. When He see you deserve this, He put the satisfaction in your heart, you're happy. Suddenly you find yourself, I'm quite happy, whatever happened, it's not right. Might be worried losing your job, might be losing your wife, losing your friend, whatever. Then you find yourself, it doesn't matter. If Allah want me to lose it, I'll lose it. If Allah wanted to be kept, it will be kept. So it's satisfied. No longer worried. And you to mix the both. بداية الرضا مكتسبة للعبد. The beginning of being satisfied, you need to exercise effort to get it, and the end result of رضا, that you're happy with whatever happened. ونهاية من ليس مكتسب. So you become like part of you. By nature, you're happy with whatever. I met many people like this. No, nothing will shake them. You're always smiling, always happy, relaxed. Like a friend of mine who was in Riyadh, and he had built a lot of dreams on a project he wanted to take. He was a carpenter and decorator and designer, and he lost that contract. Lost the contract. Something else. Like enough, nothing happened. I mean, sometimes one of us put a lot of effort to get a job, and you send your CVs and this, and you ask good people to write about you. They don't get it. Some people become depressed, commit suicide. But if you are in the state of rida, alhamdulillah, Allah didn't want. Next, move on. And some people spoke about rida. Said فكل عبر عن حاله وشربه. So when people of high status talk about rida, they talk about their own status. There's nothing to describe rida as such. He will tell you where he is. Oh, I'm all right, it's okay, don't worry. Some people, you have to prepare this and that. And the condition for rida is knowledge, which you need to know that you not or never object the qadar of Allah. So you're happy with whatever it is. So if you never object the qadar of Allah, you will achieve the rida. And Abi Ali al-Daqaqi said, أن لا تعترض على الحكم والقضاء. Don't object the ruling of Allah Azza wa Jal or his decision or his sentence. He decided you get this, you get this. That's it. I'm happy with that. I mean, when I was talking Friday khutbah today, you were in Friday, but anybody, were you in Friday? No. Yeah, you were in Friday. When my wife went for the surgery, it's 1 hour maximum, just part of the thyroid to remove and things. It's just 1 hour finished and still there, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. And then your brain starts thinking, if Allah want to punish me for this, well, will he do it because I did this? And then you start thinking, is there a reason? Can I find out, if something really went terribly wrong? And your brain will start thinking, do I now deserve to be, punished for something, I've done and never repented or whatever? So you start thinking. Now, I'm not in that state. I said, it's all right. I went and spoke to the manager, and they said, I can't go to that theater. I can't talk to them. They have to write what happened. Then eventually they wrote the operation finished and she's in the recovery. So she read on the computer, she said, no, she's in recovery. I said to her, I'm a doctor and I can't be patient, If people like me not have no medical background, they might be up and down, jumping up and down, and go on, knock on the door. But he said 1 hour, why is 3 hours? And then 2 hours went in the recovery, it should be half an hour. Isn't it? I mean, sometimes recovery 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours. But I'm happy, whatever. We are instructed to be happy. We are happy. I'm not going to argue with her. We only lose her. So when she found like this, she came to me. They phoned me. She's coming to the wood. Giving me like good news. But I wasn't like, sitting there reading Quran and doing things. And وَعْلَمَ أَنَّ الْوَاجِبْ أَنْ يَرْضَى بِالْقَضَاءِ الَّذِي أَمَرَ بِالرِّضَاءِ بِهِ. So to reach the satisfaction, accept that the ruling of Allah has to be accepted. You're happy with that. And some scholars said rida, satisfaction, is the door to Allah Azza wa Jal. Babullah al-Azam. You enter through that door because you're accepting everything Allah decides. No argument with His wisdom, His decision, His knowledge. And Abdul Wahid bin Zayd said that rida Babullah al-Azam wa Jannatul Dunya. You will be living in Jannah in this dunya. Why? Because you are satisfied. Whatever happened, you're accepting and you're happy with that. And وَعْلَمَ الْعَبْدَ لَا يَكُنْ يَرْضَى عَنِ الْحَقِّ سُبْحَانَهُ إِلَّا بَعْدَ أَنْ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُ. You're not going to be satisfied with what Allah Azza wa Jal is doing unless Allah Azza wa Jal is satisfied with you. that you deserve to reach that status. Then you find yourself, yeah, I'm quite happy. Who will make you happy? Who will calm you down? Because your brain is a human. You will think like anybody else. And Al-Daqqaq said, a student said to his teacher, هل يعرف العبد أن الله تعالى راضي عنه? Can the servant know that Allah is satisfied with him? He said no, because that is hidden from him. The student said yes, Allah knows. He said how? He said, well, if he finds himself satisfied with Allah Azza wa Jalla is doing, it means that Allah Azza wa Jalla already satisfied with him. And he quoted the ayah, which we said at the beginning, رضي الله عنهم ورضوا. So Allah Azza wa Jalla رضي الله عنهم first. He was satisfied with them first, and then they became satisfied. So it's a gift from Allah Azza wa Jalla. But you need to, obviously, as we said, you have to make effort to acquire it. And وقال موسى عليه الصلاة والسلام إلهي دلني على عمل إذا عملت رضيت به عني. وقال إنك لا تطيق ذلك. فخر موسى عليه السلام ساجدا له متضرعا فأوحى الله إليه يا ابن عمران إن رضاي في رضاك بقضائي. So Musa asked Allah to tell him to do something that make Allah pleased with him, satisfied with him. He said, you can't tolerate that. So Musa went down into sujood, begging Allah Azza wa Jal, and he said to him, Inna ridaya fi ridaka biqadai. If you accept my ruling, my qada, this means that you achieve that satisfaction. Whatever happened to you, I allowed that to happen, whether it's good or bad. If past, it means that Allah allowed it. If it didn't hit you, Allah didn't allow it. So I was saying, I mentioned it only in Friday khutbah. So if you want to know about my personal life, come to my khutbah. Like this guy who came to hit me, and suddenly another guy stopped his car. No, I didn't tell her. No. I said, leave him alone. That man shouted. So the guy, first, there's another witness that he's trying to hit me. And secondly, he didn't know how strong that guy is. Because he's very strong. I didn't actually see him. The other guy stopped his black car. But, leave him alone. And they just left me. So, and Abu Salman al-Darani said, إذا سَلَ العبد عن الشهوات فهو راضي. If you stop being, following your own desires, you're accepting what Allah is giving you. And من أراد أن يبلغ محل الرضا فليلزم ما جعل الله رضاه فيه. So if you want to reach that satisfaction status, accept what Allah Azza wa Jal accepted for you. So Allah accepted for you, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah accepted for him to be born orphan. His father died before he was born. His mother died when he was 6. His grandfather died when he was 8. Accepting everything. He's still a child. He's still a child. And carried on. Accepting everything happened to him. He buried all his children except one while he is alive. I can't even imagine it, just to imagine. I mean, I have a friend who buried his son. He can't grow out of it. 2 of them, actually. My own brother also buried his son. My mom married her son when she was alive, and it's so troubling. But to bury all the children except one, and he is happy with that, satisfied. Obviously, this is why he's the best man ever created, best man on earth. وقال محمد بن خفيف الرضا على القسمين رضا به ورضا عنه. Satisfying is 2 times. Being satisfied with what Allah Azza wa Jal has given you, and satisfied with Allah Azza wa Jal hasn't given you or taken away from you. So both you are satisfied. So you're satisfied with what He planned for you, and you are satisfied for what He executed for you. So what is going to happen in the future, you're already happy with it. And what's already happened in the past, you're happy with it. So you don't know the future, but you're happy with it. Only goodness comes from Allah Azza wa Jal. So وطريق الخواص أقرب لكنه أشق. عملك بالرضا ورضاك بالقضاء. You work as if you are satisfied, always happy with, and you're happy with whatever happened. قضاء, the ruling of Allah Azza wa Jal, you're happy with it. وقال رويم الرضا لو جعل الله جهنم عن يمينه ما سأل أن يحول أن يسأله. Here Jahannam meant tribulation. disasters. It's always facing you. It's okay. Don't ask Allah even to move it to the left side. It's coming from that side. It's okay. Just وقال أبو بكر بن طاهر الرضا إخراج الكراهية من القلب. You satisfy the satisfaction is no hate in your heart to anybody. It's difficult. Oh, that guy, that guy, this lady. I should tell you what he's done, and if I tell you what he's done, you will be more, hateful to him than me. This means you're not satisfied. Allah allowed him to do this. Allah wouldn't allow him if Allah wasn't, happy for that to happen to you. So Allah allowed it. Just happy with it. You hate him? No, because it's Allah's decision. But it's difficult to practice. But this is the way. To reach satisfaction status, you need to do that. Maghrib is 6:09, so we'll probably finish by then. فإن السكون عندهم إلى الأحوال حجاب عن محول الأحوال. So استعمل الرضا جهدك ولا تدع الرضا يستعملك فتكون محجوبا بلذته. So you're not supposed to be enjoying the satisfaction as it's delicious things, nice things, because that's make a veil between you and Allah Azza wa Jal. It's not like I love death, but if Allah decided that's happened, okay, I'm happy with that. So it don't make that satisfaction a veil between you and Allah Azza wa Jal. Yeah, I don't like it. The Prophet ﷺ, when he left Mecca, he said that how much I loved you. I love to be there. And if your people didn't kick me out of it, force me out of it, I would have not left. If your people didn't force me to leave you to Mecca, talking to Mecca, I wouldn't leave. But that's the decision of Allah Azza wa Jal, and he left. إياكم واستحلاء الطاعات فإنها اسم قاتلة. If you enjoy the worship, sometimes it stop you from observing the Creator, talking to Him. Like Ali ibn Abi Talib, he said, I hate pulling my hair from my underarm, but it's sunnah. I hate it, he said, pulling the hair is painful, but it's a sunnah. So it's not I'm doing it, enjoying doing it for its sake, no, but I'm doing it because it's sunnah, although I hate it. وقال الشبلي بين يدي الجنيد وضيق الصدر لترك الرضا بالقضاء. So don't, you shouldn't be chest tight because you have to accept the qada. Don't be rejecting that. And the sign of rida, according to the Nun al-Masri 3, ترك الاختيار قبل القضاء. You leave it, whatever Allah Azza wa Jal planned for me, I'm accepting. And obviously you have to do the means. You have to prepare the money, employ the builder, do this, and whatever happened, you're accepting. وفقدان المرارة بعد القضاء. Don't feel bitter after the thing happened. وهيجان الحب في حشو البلاء. وهيجان الحب في حشو البلاء. And don't be like, loving disasters. That's not all. Yeah, I'm a human, I don't like it, but Allah passed it, I'm accepting. من اتكل على حسن اختيار الله تعالى له لم يتمنى غير ما اختاره الله. If you rely on the choice of Allah Azza wa Jal, you will not choose anything else. I mean, looking back at our years, this is the best what Allah chose for us. Later we discovered in life. And every year we discover, that 2 years ago that problem got us here, which is better. And how many people benefited from the corona? And the Prophet ﷺ used to say, Allahumma as'aluka al-rida ba'da al-qada. Like, make me satisfied after the ruling. And Abu Sulaiman said, لو أدخلني النار لكنت بذلك راضيا. The fire of tribulation in dunya, if Allah make me enter that really bitter and hurting, I'm happy with that. And you don't become despair from the ruling of Allah Azza wa Jal. And Junaid said, رضا رفع الاختيار. Don't be choosy. I want this, not this, want this, not this. Abu Tarab al-Nakhshabi said ليس ينال الرضا من الدنيا في قلبه مقدار. You will not be satisfied if you still have in your heart. Like, you get some people living in a simple house, have simple bed, whatever. Oh, happy, alhamdulillah. We have enough food, enough drink. Then they have, no. You got somebody who's really, I still need this Bentley. I really saw that Aston Martin. I still have, they will never reach the satisfaction level. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر. Yeah. ضاق طعم الإيمان من رضي بالله ربا. That's the hadith that you really tasted the sweetness of Iman if you accept Allah Azza wa Jal as a Lord. أن كتب عمر الخطاب لأبي موسى الأشعري رضي الله عنه أما بعد فإن الخير كله في الرضا وإن استطعت أن ترضى وإلا فاصبر. The goodness come from rida, satisfaction, and if you can't reach the satisfaction, be patient. And أثبت الغلام بات ليلة يقول في الصباح إن تعذبني فأنا لك محب. If you punish me, I love you, and if you are merciful with me, I love you. And Abu Ali الدقاق said الإنسان خزف وليس الخزف من الخطأ ما يراد من حكم الحق. So خزف, you are like, Chinese China, piece of China, and will break you if you reject the ruling of Allah Azza wa Jal. And Ustaz Abu Ali الدقاق Abu Uthman al-Hayri said منذ 40 سنة ما أقامني الله عز وجل في حال فكرهته. Been 40 years, wherever am I, I'm happy with it, satisfied. No matter where am I, what I'm eating, where I sleep, whatever. إنما يطلب الرضا مني ولا سبيل له إليه فإنما يبكي لأجله. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي